So if you're trying to work on your dog's loose lead walking and you're feeling a little bit conflicted because you're not sure if they're supposed to be sniffing every 10 seconds, let's talk about it. So I actually got sent this as a message on Instagram. Somebody was asking me if they should let their dog sniff when they're on a walk, and what they said was actually really interesting to me, and that is that when dogs are sniffing, it's like them reading the newspaper, it's like them gathering information. And that is actually such a good analogy because it's actually very true. When the dogs are sniffing, that is very much like what they are doing. They're gathering all of this information from the ground, they're figuring out where the other dogs have been, you know, where the females have been, especially if you've got a big intact male like this guy. They're wandering around and they're trying to gather all of that information. There's been a squirrel here, there's been a cat here, there was a fox here, and all of that kind of stuff is amazing for them to do. And letting your dog sniff and letting your dog do that is most definitely a really good thing for them to do, and it's a very healthy thing for them to do, and it's a very natural thing for them to do. So it is definitely something that you do want to allow your dog to do, but what I like is I will only allow them to do that information gathering when it is appropriate. And if I'm walking from A to B, it's not appropriate. And I'll use this as an example. If I'm walking down the street with my children, I won't let them play the Nintendo Switch as they're walking, or I won't let them read a book as they're walking. I need them to have their full attention on what we're doing, which is walking from A to B. So not only will this be slowing your walks down, but it will also have a massive knock-on effect on your dog's ability to hold positions such as heel. It will also likely carry over to their ability to hold things like a sit, hold things like a down, and a place command. Because what's happening when your dog's doing that is your dog's seeing something that they want to go towards and want to engage with, and they are deciding when they do that. So over time, what that will do is it will mean that your dog is gonna more consistently just kind of do whatever they feel like doing in any given moment. And I know it seems very innocent and it's quite a small thing that they might be sniffing, but what I'm trying to say here is that that can very easily snowball and escalate to breakages in loads of different other behaviors and in loads of different other instances. For example, if your dog sees a squirrel, they are going to be more likely to chase after that squirrel and decide in that moment that that's something they want to engage with. Similar with a dog or a person or anything like that, what we want to try and do is we want to try and have our dogs hold the positions that we're teaching them for long periods of time and understand that they need to hold that position until we say that they can break, or we tell them that that's the time and the place for that type of interaction. When you do this consistently, what you'll find is that your dog is not only way calmer, but they'll also be way more engaged with you throughout the things that you do with them. They'll be able to hold positions for way longer, and you'll find that it's not as difficult to get them to do things for long periods of time. So don't worry about keeping your dog in a heel for long periods of time, because ultimately it's good that you do that, and if your dog can do that, that is amazing. So what I like to do is I like to make time in the walk for the dogs to do that. So that's either going to be off the lead, or that's going to be through me saying to the dog that they can have a break, and I will use the break command. You can use free, you can use break, you can use whatever you really want to say. It honestly doesn't matter. But what's really important is that you have a word that you say to the dog that lets them know that they can, in that moment, do whatever it is that they want to do. What that does over time is it conditions the idea that when we say break, it means you can now do whatever it is you want to do. But if we haven't said break and the last thing you heard us say was heel, sit, place, down, anything like that, you need to maintain those positions until you hear that break command. So what I'm not saying is for you guys to prevent your dogs from sniffing on walks. All I am saying is to make a time and a place for it and have it be something that you initiate. Because if you keep letting your dog drag you into the bushes, drag you over here and pee and sniff and just do everything that they want to do, that will over time snowball, and your dog will start to learn that they can essentially kind of just do whatever it is they want to do at any given moment without your permission. So as always, I really hope that's helped. And like I say, that was somebody that messaged me on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll put it down in the description below. Feel free to send me a direct message on there, or as always, leave a comment in the comment section below with any of your problems or any of your questions, and I'll do my best to give you an answer through here. So just make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that if I do make your video, you're going to be able to catch it there. So I hope you all take it easy, and I will see you in a bit.